Hello everyone, welcome back to Crossword. Today is Saturday, January 25th. The most difficult day of the week is what they generally aim for on Saturdays. Sunday generally is longer and flashier, but not necessarily more difficult. See, can I get... Yeah, you can see the bottom of the crossword well enough, I guess. Can you see the top, the clue, as well? I still don't know why... Okay, there we go. Why the setup I had for getting these lined up is not quite working anymore. Okay, undesirable airplane seatmate. A heavy farter. A loud snorter. Could be wrong, but you know, on Saturdays you really just got to put something in, and if it's right, it'll help you a lot, and if it's wrong, you can always erase it. Ugh, that's the worst. Don't know. It passes through many Swiss banks. This is the name of a river, probably. Like the Rhone or the Rhine, or the Seine. Like, do those go through Switzerland? I don't know. It makes O look not very good. Loy of filmdom, no idea. Thing of interest, don't know. Foe in 1932 Australian War. Okay, we finally have something solid. This is the Emu War. Cheap Thrills pop star, no idea. Clutches, your clutches, like, is your grasp, but also like could be a clutch of eggs. Don't know. Job that might require a fence, like a heist. You would need a fence afterwards if you were done with your heist job. Oh no, I don't know how to pronounce Greek properly. That's an E sound, right? E or E? Aeschylus? Aeschylus? Trilogy of Tragedies. Don't know. The forest in a metaphor. It's the big picture. It's... Right, you can't see the forest for the trees, presumably is the metaphor they're talking about here, but I don't know. To extend across something is to span it. Sound from a hedge clipper, snip. This is a waste of my time. Why am I here? Strike one. Strike a pose. This is, by the way, like a common thing in crosswords. Like, there's a whole bunch of things you need to learn about what clues mean in order to do a crossword and have it be less bewildering. You know, for example, if the clue is in a foreign language, then the answer should also be in that foreign language, right? Stuff like that. You know, a tense agreement. If the clue is plural, the answer should be plural, etc. One of them is clues ending with exclamation points are... I don't even know how to describe what they mean. Like, strike one, exclamation point, means like something you can strike. And you can strike a pose. Body shops. I don't know what they're on about. Can't speak French. Combats bleu to defenses. Fight with their defenses. Let's say avec. That's a French word I know. Poet Bradstreet. No idea. Abbreviation in some job titles. Assistant, I suppose? Coward of the theater world. Noel Coward, presumably. Largest US, not UK, union with about 3 million members in brief. I mean, AFL is some kind of union, right? Like from AFL-CIO. I don't know if they're the largest or really what they are. Like, there could be the Auto Workers Union, UAW, I think it is. I don't know if there's 3 million of them. Seems unlikely. Ugh, that's the worst. Let's say, oh man, let's put that in. But then that doesn't fit with either of these. It passes through... Oh, so now this looks like the Rhine or the Rhone indeed. U.S. Union. They're not talking about a state, presumably, which is sort of a union, but like so is the whole country. Funding source for the Great Wall of China? Taxes? I assume? I don't know. Oregon 2015's Bridge of Spies? Sounds like CIA. What is this, Novocaine? Number at filling stations? Well, so filling, like, yeah, dentistry, Novocaine, right? But why would Novocaine be a number? I think it is Novocaine, but I don't know why. We'll put it in. Oh, that makes sense. I see it now, and then we could get the CIA. They support many student movements. PE classes sort of support student movement. Brass. You can say, like, guts are brass in a way, or, like, the boss is the brass. Barbie director Gerwig. Oh, I know this one. Greta. I'll put in guts. It's nice that it's plural as well. Clutches. I don't know. Felt in the Christmas spirit? Felt as in the fabric, maybe? I don't know. The way in Islam. That's, oh. I feel like I should know this. But I don't. A, B, and C, but not T and V. Don't know. Under control. There's nothing under control on a keyboard. Tamed, maybe? One working on a column? Since there's a question mark, it's probably not about the newspaper, but about, like, architecture or something like that. Working on a column. One working. I don't know. Sight in Monet's boating on the river Epte. Must be a canoe. See, I told you it was Novocaine. Current events. Electricity? Current? Current events about the river, about, like, movement of water. Low tides? Especially since I am giving advice on crosswords with, like, this exclamation point. Especially on Saturdays, like, you want to look for different meanings of the words in the clue than are obvious. They're being tricky on purpose because it's a Saturday, and you know, on a Monday you would look at this clue and you would say, oh, the election was. I mean, it's not current right now, but like the inauguration is a current event or something, or just in general, you know, pop culture. But here on a Saturday, look for synonyms of everything. Try to find ways that to read it not in the way they're prompting you to. Consumed with, okay, well, not low tides, but ebb tides. Consumed with grief if you ate something. Like if you ate your feelings, so to speak. I'm not sure exactly what comes after 8, but it probably is 8. Where locks are picked at like a stylist, your hair locks, you choose them. At a wig shop. Don't know. S&P 500 part. I don't get it. Spreads. Spreads. Like spew, not spews. I mean, I guess you could spew. Strews. There we go. That's a somewhat uncommon word these days that means to like toss around. Novel technology. E-reader, I guess, is a technology that helped people read novels. Joined a union. Said I do. Speaking of the mini, or the minute cryptic. Should have done this first. Usually I record the New York Times crossword before the minute cryptic. Today I didn't, because I wasn't sure I was going to do the Saturday crossword. I don't always. That would have helped, turns out. If you have the brass, you have some gall, maybe? Blank. This, I don't even know what language to pronounce this as. Cooked in a broth? Alla nage? It's Italian, obviously. Oh, you know what? The way is probably Sharia. Consumed with grief. So maybe it wasn't about 8, but something else. Hab. Huh. Don't know what's going on over here. Jam. Something to jam a thing is to get it stuck. If you're in a jam, you're in a pickle. You're in a spot? Maybe? Asian grocery chain, something Mart, probably. Certain something. Je ne sais quoi. Mins. ABC. Something mins. Their notes. Huh. Felt in the Christmas spirit. I don't know. Confirmation. This could be a hearing. Doesn't fit. Ardent supporter. A diehard, maybe? Place whose name has an appropriate final vowel sound. Oh, doesn't look like spot was right. Final vowel sound. I don't know. Reproductive cells. Gametes is too long. I don't know. Old atlas initials. Don't know who used to make atlases. In the 80s or 90s, say. Well, I guess it was. I don't think OE can really fit there. Old aged. Because notice, and I don't know, they probably wouldn't. There's no apostrophe before the 9 or the 8 here, which technically speaking, to refer to the 1980s, you should put an apostrophe in front to indicate the 1-9 has been elided, right? And a lot of people, in pop culture don't know this. They kind of know there should be an apostrophe and they put it before the S because lots of apostrophes go before S's. And that's like technically incorrect, but very commonly used, and I'm sure it's in dictionaries as like this is a thing people do. But the New York Times definitely does know better. And they could have put an apostrophe here if they had wanted to. And so they might be leaving it out on purpose. But I also think I think usually they don't write them. Like, I've seen clues referring to the 80s before, and they just say 80s. So I don't think this is a specific hint to think about, oh, they don't mean the 1980s, they mean, like, your 80s. Right? Because a person's 80s or 90s, there is no 19 to elide. They're the years when you're 80-ish or 90-ish, right? And so there wouldn't be no apostrophe. But so, I don't know. I suspect this might be something to do with, like, old age. But I don't think old aged is really an answer, so I won't put it in. Take another direction, to zig or to zag, I suppose. Sublimation products, gases. It's fit for a king. Like a crown? I don't know. Classic novel of the South Seas beats me. Some photo montage art. Beats me, I think. Blank mountain. So, I mean, a mountain in, like, a place where they use a lot of consonants. It's usually the Urals or the Arals. I don't know which. But, like, a 4-letter mountain range. Those are the two that are useful. I think it's a U, but I think Aral is also a thing. They'll show you a thing or two. Don't know. Weight of an adult elephant. Very imprecisely. A ton? They look like they weigh more than a ton to me, but what do I know? Well, I don't know. Initiative. Get up and go fits, but I'm pretty sure gases is right. Segments of curling matches? Gosh, what do they call those? No idea. Indicator of deflation. No idea. Well, what if this L were wrong? Would that help? I don't know. Holders of orbs. What kind of orbs? Eye collectors? Don't think so. Like a scepter would sometimes have an orb in it. I don't know. Thing of interest. A rate. An interest rate. That is a thing of interest. Pop star. Blank eye blank. I have no idea. Undesirable airplane seatmate. Still don't know. Clutches. Don't know. Trilogy of Tragedies. Don't know. The Forest. It's. Don't know. Certain something. Don't know. I don't know this grocery chain. I've heard people say it, but I don't go to an Asian grocery store. Been to an Indian grocery store a few times. It's like J-Mart or something, isn't it? I don't know, but it's not, though. Consumed with grief. So it could be something 8 as well, if a ton were wrong. Oh, very imprecisely. Tons. Yes, I did say it seemed like more than a ton. Okay. So you ate, but in the fashion of, I don't know. Where locks are picked. Habaneros? Doesn't make any sense. Well, American fits here, doesn't it? Although I don't know, like I don't S&P 500 part. I don't think it should be American or Americana or Americans, I don't think. Oh, you know what? Don't they call it an end, I'm suddenly thinking? They call them ends in curling? Indicator of deflation would be a hiss of like a tire that was deflating. Something fund. I don't know. Hair salon. I told you it was like a stylist. Riptides are also current events. Stress 8. The Aldi Mountains, well-known grocery store chain. It's fit for a king. I guess a king could have a sash, maybe. Ampersand is a part of the three-letter, or the phrase S and P. SSR. Ah, not initials of someone who made an atlas, but initials you would find in an old atlas. Now we're back to e-reader. Great. All right, where was I on the downs? Some corp execs. I mean, usually they want like CEOs or CFOs, but here we don't have enough letters for that. VPs? Confirmation, e.g. I don't know. One working on a column. A column. A column of what? I don't know. Ardent supporter. Someone who's dead set. I need a noun, not an adjective is the thing. A deep believer. Place whose name is an appropriate final vowel sound. I don't get it. Like a sty, S-T-Y. It has a final vowel sound, but why is that appropriate? Dispatch toward? You like dispatch someone towards someone to send them a message. I don't know. Namely. Could be like in something or as something. Some photo montage art. Don't know. Long-bladed thrusting dagger. I don't think this would be like in a pay, would it? Maybe. I mean, but those are like what they use in fencing. They're so long, you wouldn't call them a dagger, would you? Maybe? A kris, maybe? K-R-I-S? It's a kind of dagger that's long. Miracle Grow, that's a well-known thing. Lines at a grocery store? The UPC, could be on a, what do you call that thing that you scan? There's a UPC code, a barcode. Yeah. Body shops. Well, there's probably an S here. No guarantees. Poet. Ange. Oh no. Largest U.S. union. Funding source. Saltine. Sautés. They were such excellent cooks. They used the funds to build a big old wall. Clutches. Clutches. I mean, I suppose you could say if you have someone in your clutches, you have them in your thrall. Very old-fashioned, but something IES, perhaps? Body shops, like... Well, I'm not so sure about that. Oh, something about a breather? Like, I don't know. You can fit the phrase breather in here. Blank R breather. But like, what? Who breathes so incorrectly and defensively you don't want to sit next to them on a plane? Well, maybe they taxed salt? Starting with X is X Factor. Okay, sure. Felt in the Christmas spirit. Oh, these are vitamins. Okay. So if this were an R for breather, what the heck would this be? Restart? Doesn't make sense. Felt. Well, if this were a vowel, it could be E, something feats or eats. Could be O, something oats. Can't really be an I or an A or a U, I don't think. So the vowels available are E and O. But there's plenty of vowels. Sorry, consonants that could fit there. This OT, I didn't have this before, did I? A jam is looking like a spot, actually. Ah, a spa. Ends with an ah, the kind of sound you make when you're in a spa. Ah, how nice. Okay. So reproductive cells could be sex something, maybe. In the 80s or 90s, say. Huh. Of a year? Doesn't quite make sense. It's not crazy. On a column? So, is this like about Aristotle? I don't think so, because then we have RI, body shops. It looks so much like it should be breather, but why? I don't know. They'll show you a thing or two. Guests. I don't think so. Initiative. Holders of orbs. Clips. I don't know. Is it the Rhone? I can't remember the Rhone versus the Rhine. Which one is which? It's these two letters here that I think are more interesting. But I don't know. I don't have any clues on what they should be, whereas I do here. Maybe. So MIA is or was, you know, she did, at least Paper Planes was a song that was very popular for a short time. And I assume she's done other stuff since then. Maybe Cheap Thrills was a thing. But then I'd have an M here. And I don't know what an I would do. An A, rather, here would do. Twaries? I mean, salt tax could be wrong, but the X going into X Factor, it's like there's not a lot of other words that look like that that would be a source of funding. Restart. Festant. Ardent supporter. I don't know. Let's put of a year in here, and then sex here, and maybe that gets us somewhere. Classic novel of the South Seas. Ends with X. I have no idea. Dispatch toward you. Send someone you. I don't know. Confirmation is a kind of bias. So if this were Chris, we'd have an R here, which isn't quite the right shape for like gurus. I don't know what else it could be. This would be an I. I don't know what that would mean. I don't know. I mean, write it in. Yeah, I think I'm going to give up on the crossword today. And well, I mean, I'm going to fill it in, but I'm going to stop trying to do it on my own. I'll ask for help. Okay. I was right about everything except the stuff I guessed on, which, yeah, that sounds about right. Great. Well, that doesn't help too much. How about this letter? Oh, a CPA. They have columns on, like, tax forms and stuff. Sure. This almost has to be an R. RIA. Like, what else could you put here? Then we could have, like, crest. No, that doesn't really make sense. So is this some kind of breather? Is that... Nope. Just a coincidence that it looks that way. All right, what is this grocery store? H-Mart. Oh, yeah, okay, now I hear it. Elf hats. I told you it was about felt, the fabric. Oh, the Gestalt? Okay, interesting. Staya? I don't know what that is. I hate sitting next to guys named Thag. You don't want to sit next to a thug? I don't know. This is where two names cross. I'm going to need that one eventually. And now it looks like Anne. So is this all man? I thought... mortuaries are body shops in a way. Okay, sure. Burn? Doesn't sound right. Myrna? Armrest hog. Orestea? Whatever that is. Now, this is like Myrna. I don't know what MEA is, but... We write on that? No. Oh, that should have been N, sorry. NEA, National Endowment for the Arts, I guess. Is that a union? I didn't know that. So is this Zig or Zag? Zig, okay. And this one, a D. A dagger. Oh, a dirk? Holders of orbs. Rockets. This looks like surprise. Which is sort of initiative, right? Is this right? No. Oh, initiative is enterprise. I don't know who this guy is. Zowie Smith. Namely, are we looking for id est? Is photo montage art, is that like what Dadaists do? We get like Zadie Smith. Yeah, guides. They'll show you a thing or two. That's fair. Is that all hunky-dory? It is. Holders of orbs, pockets, lockets, rockets, sockets. Ooh, eye sockets. It is about eye collectors. How funny. Confirmation, e.g. certainty, ardent supporter, a devotee. This can't be both, right? Well, which one's wrong? They both look pretty good to me. This one. Oh, it's not how you even spell certainty. You need a T after the N. Okay. I don't know. Dispatch toward. You make haste if you make dispatch, in a way. Right? Is that correct? Nope. Still don't know this. A ceremony. Okay, okay. Is a confirmation. Confirmation, like the Catholic ceremony, is a ceremony. Over ear. Oven car. Tour guides will show you a thing or two. Spores are reproductive cells. Over par. Oh, golf? I don't know what par is in golf. Okay, apparently 80 or 90 is too high. You can route something if you dispatch it, and omu? I've never heard of this. Tough one. Let's get on with it to the mini, the big mini of the week. Comfy slip-on shoes for short. Don't know. Convincing evidence. Don't know. Why you might breathe into a paper bag or drink water upside down. Hiccups. Start arguing. I don't know. Mark left by trunks? Don't know. Emus are in Australia. Bruce who starred in Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee. You pick a knit. Clairvoyants have ESP. Speed limit, MPH. Art form with folding, origami. Blank milk is a natural laxative. Something Gilligan never told us. What? I don't know. LA and San Diego are SoCal. Utterly helpless. Hopeless. Futile. Trees with needles. Pines. Big roller coaster drop. Steep. Number of things I hate about you. 10. Moccasins. Proof. Go at it. Tan line and coconut milk. I think I failed the spelling bee. No, I got it, didn't I? Nope. Contrary. Thigamite. Agathadimath. Tight. Meat height. High meat. 8? Eight's interesting. There's actually a lot of different ways you can spell something you would pronounce 8 here, right? E-I-G-H-T, A-T-E, A-I-T, if it were like a suffix or something. Mythic game. I don't know. Game? Oh, game? Game? Hit game. Ah, whatever. I'm out of here. My 1-day streak. Oh, I don't remember what was in the menu today. Let's try about. Piles. SPI. Spiff. Spiff is a word, but sprig. Getting there. Kind of hard to see how to like where anything goes here. So S and P can't start the word. Perhaps they end it. Then it'd have an R and an I. The R can't go third. The I really would have to go third in that case. Then we're left with like, yeah, this phonetically makes sense. Blank R-I-S-P. You can certainly pronounce that. The problem is there aren't... Oh, actually there are words like that. Crisp. Okay. I'll take it. And let's end today with the connections, as I always do. Ginkgo, huh? Very specific. Are we looking for like silent letters? Not really. Karaoke and ginkgo are loan words. Lunch, recess, class, and homeroom. These are all kind of like parts of a school schedule. I don't really understand, like home, I don't know what homeroom means. It's a thing that you see in American pop culture all the time, but like it didn't really exist when I was in school, or at least not at the schools I went to. Like, I don't know what homeroom is. It's like the class you go to first? Question mark? I don't know. Let's go ahead and put this in, though. Sure. Cycle? That's a way you can exercise. None of the rest of this really is. Slope and mogul are skiing things. Those are like slope, angle, and lift. These are like to describe a slope or an angle. You know, rise over run kind of thing. None of the rest of those really are, though. Karaoke, emoji, and ginkgo. Are these all borrowed words from Japanese? I thought ginkgo was like Chinese, but I don't really know. And maybe tycoon or mogul might be. Although actually tycoon and mogul are synonyms, aren't they? Lodge is also related to skiing. Lodge and mogul and lift and slope. These are ski-related nouns. Yes. So then, karaoke, ginkgo, emoji, and tycoon is the only one here that doesn't look native English, right? So dent, cycle, pod, and angle. Try. Things you can say try before. And these are all borrowed from Japanese. Okay, I somehow had the idea that ginkgo was Chinese, but fair enough. Clearly I'm wrong. And I didn't know about tycoon at all. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.